We have lived a lot of history in recent years, but you're going to have to remember tonight. Tonight, you witnessed the moment that the GOP decided to turn its back on self-government and to become something less than that. We don't know what yet. Liz Cheney gave a speech tonight in defense not simply of her own fate as number 3 in the leadership, but the fate of her party and, in a larger sense, our way of life. Now, be clear. I'm sure the media will hype what she said. It was not revelatory. That's why it's so important. This wasn't about Liz Cheney identifying ideas that we had never imagined, rhetoric that took us to a different place. It was simple. She gave a simple statement of reality. Trump lost. And the big lie is just that, a lie. And when leaders refuse to stand for anything, all those whom they lead will fall for anything. I want you to hear her main argument. No one who wants her out, remember this, has even tried to counter what you are about to hear. In fact, the entire conference, reportedly, the entire right side of the aisle, walked out during her words.
Today, we face a threat America has never seen before. A former president who provoked a violent attack on this Capitol in an effort to steal the election has resumed his aggressive effort to convince Americans that the election was stolen from him. He risks inciting further violence. Millions of Americans have been misled by the former president. They have heard only his words, but not the truth, as he continues to undermine our democratic process, sowing seeds of doubt about whether democracy really works at all. Those who refuse to accept the rulings of our courts are at war with the Constitution. Remaining silent and ignoring the lie emboldens the liar. I will not participate in that.
Remaining silent and ignoring the lie emboldens the liar. We have all lived this truth. What they have ignored on the right about Trump, they have now empowered, and they are owned by it, okay? None of them stayed to listen to her speech. None of them are open to any idea other than what they are told to believe, and we'll discuss why. One member, Representative Buck, was there. One member has come forward and said, since Buck, I don't even know what he thought of it, hey, I support what she said. One. An insurrectionist openly admitted on this show last night what Cheney is trying to get people in power to understand. Trump is a con. Listen to him.
And last year, I honestly put a man above Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior. I believed in man. I believed what was being told to me. He was the president of our United States. I went to Washington like he called us to. Maybe I believed that America was being robbed of a president, and I now know that that was a lie.
His excuse will be ignorance. The men and women in power do not have that excuse. Their explanation is only this: arrogance of self-interest. They know better. The difference between these, that guy knows now that believing the lie got him in trouble, so he wants to talk about it. For the politicians in Trump's pocket, they believe the opposite, that supporting the lie is the way to avoid trouble in primaries. Just listen to one who has fallen the farthest.
To try to erase Donald Trump from the Republican Party is insane. And the people who try to erase him are going to wind up getting erased.
He is exactly right. Lindsey Graham is exactly right. He once condemned Trump as a con and warned he would destroy the party. Now he is a craven co-conspirator, but he just told you the truth. The party has capitulated to the man. Graham wants to stay in power, so he will not counter the man. Say what you will about that decision. It is obviously a shameful bargain to strike, but it is exactly the kind of deal that Donald Trump loves to make. And right now, the party of Trump, and that's all they are now, party of Trump, P-O-T, a pot filled with Trump tripe. I say this not out of some sense of a desire for more confrontation. We have plenty. This is for the real Republicans out there. You are better than this. You are people who believe that conservatism means something, certainly something more than empty opposition. Liz Cheney does not represent some far-flung notion of you. That used to be what you all were, and now there is one. Your party is now all about supporting a lie and destroying anyone who dares speak the truth. That's never what you said you were about. Never. How can you stand for this? And for what gain? Who among you will make a stand for something bigger than Trump? You have the facts in your favor. Tonight will not go away. It will be remembered, and not for the grandiosity of the moment, but for how low people were willing to go and for what